Hi everyone, my name is Katarina Neves, and today I'm going to be discussing the picture perfect American family. These days, it doesn't exist. This is based off an article that we read for this week by Andrew J. Sherling. Before I begin my lecture, I wanted to share some pre questions and post questions that I have come up with. For pre questions, I have what did both parties believe that it was crucial for the candidates to show? In terms of what is the reason there is no typical family anymore, and what was the unspoken lesson of both convictions. And then for my post questions, in what ways would the three families display being that picture perfect family? Who were the four strikingly different families that came into view? What did both Ronald Reagan and John F. Kerry face in their lives that showed that family is not always picture perfect? What is personal satisfaction and how is it used in terms of criteria? So, when looking at today's society, we can all agree that a lot of the media makes things look super picture perfect. And that even goes for presidential families. So the Obamas, the Bidens, McCains spent time introducing the world to their loved ones. And they tried their best and as much as they could to just make them look like perfect families. A lot of the times we would see this through the use of videos or even scripted shout outs. And the parties thought that it was crucial for candidates to show how they deeply value one another within their family life. But in reality and how we face day to day, there are so many different kinds of families all over the world, and there is just no typical family anymore in terms of who lives in the household and how they are all related. The article states that the diversity of American households was the unspoken lesson of both conventions, and we can see a lot of family differences amongst the four striking families that came into view. In beginning with the Obamas, Barack Obama had a half sister who actually spoke to a crowd in Denver and highlighted his biracial family background. And then Michelle Obama, his wife, actually took a powerful turn at the podium and also decided to focus on her husband's biography just to show that you can still come from different roots and everything, but there's not that picture perfect family. With the Bidens and the McCains, they actually came from step families. And then the Palins actually came from two working parents with five children. And this included a pregnant teenager with an infant who actually had Down syndrome. Divorce itself was also something that wasn't really new to the presidential politics, and a lot of people saw this through Ronald Reagan and John F. Kerry, who actually were both campaigned with second wives already. The traditional family unit has been replaced by a wide variety of living arrangements. Today, only 58% of children live with two married biological parents, and many others either live with step parents or single parents. So nowadays, families actually just work hard on showing how emotionally close they are with one another rather than just what the typical, traditional, standard, stereotypical family picture perfect meaning is. So it's just important for them to just show how emotionally close they are rather than what is said to be typical. When looking into personal satisfaction, it is the feeling that your family is helping you grow and develop as a person, communication, and openness. And this is actually the criteria that people are using in evaluating family lives. And then when we look at emotional closeness, this is given the demographic diversity of American families. This has become the new golden standard. So, with all that, we can see that our four families aren't picture perfect and they can totally relate to this on this level. And so, despite their differences, they appealed to the votes in pretty much the same way. So, what is next? Well, we don't really know. Over time, a lot of differences and changes have been made. And when looking into social conservatives, it still holds a stricter moral standard, but there are so many different kinds and all kinds of families that we have seen throughout history. And America's tolerance for family diversity still does have limits. For example, many voters still find it difficult to accept gay and lesbian unions. And with this, we can see if the trend towards embracing greater diversity does continue, we can see that a generation from now could easily quite look a lot different than just this year's. So it's just a matter of how time will tell, but things are changing and we hope that it will be for the best. So to conclude today's lecture, I've come up with some quiz questions. Our first one is a true or false question. It was crucial for candidates to show how deeply they value their family lives. This is true. Our second question is from the inside, no family ever seems blank. And C, typical, is our answer. 3, in terms of who lives in the household and how they are related, there is blank anymore. And this is B, no typical. Number 4, ways the families would show being a picture-perfect family were A, videos, B, scripted shoutouts, C, both A and B, D, none of the above. Our answer is C, both A and B. Number 5, which family was mentioned in this article? A, the Obamas, B, the Bidens, C, the McCains, and D, all of the above. And our answer is D. Number 6, after viewing both Ronald Reagan and John F. Kerry, blank itself is not new to the presidential politics, and the answer is A, divorce. And finally, 7 is another true or false question. Personal satisfaction is the feeling that your family is helping you grow and develop as a person, communication, and openness. And this is true. Last thing on our lecture today, we have our activity. So the activity I came up with was picture perfect, literally. You will be creating a collage that relates to this article and the stereotypes of what a picture perfect family may look like. So as you can see, I've put up some examples. So when I think of a picture perfect family, I think of that white picket fence and just a traditional home. As you can see, like very smiling faces, very happy, always together. And then you can even see in this middle picture over here, the mom is up and it seems like she's doing a lot of the work while the dad gets to sit down because he is the head of the house. And then you have the children as well nearby. And then even looking at the bottom right picture, we can see that the mom, who is in the middle, is holding the child. So a lot of stereotypes around what roles mothers play and what roles even fathers play. And then we have some presidential examples as well. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned for my lecture today, and I hope you guys learned some information. Bye-bye.